Hi everyone, thank you for joining this session. My name is Nimrod Geva and I manage QWIZ's product group. And today we're going to have a quick session, about 30 minutes or maybe less. I'm going to introduce quite a new app that we've released recently, which is called KWIZ Scan. We also have a full trust solution for scanning, but the app, the one for SharePoint Online, is quite new. So just a brief introduction about QWIZ. We make add-ons and apps since 2005, so for 12 years now. We operate from Richmond Hill, which is in the Toronto area in Canada. And today I'm going to speak about one of our apps. As part of our program, we are upgrading all of our full trust add-ons to SharePoint Online apps. And one of the apps that we've recently released is KWIZ Scan. What I'm going to do now is just show you how it works, show you the main features. The main thing is to enable users to really scan really easily. And once you install this app on your SharePoint Online tenant, you should benefit from these features. And I'm going to take you on a quick tour to show you how it looks like. So once you have the KWIZ Scan installed on your site, you have this scan document, or in a list you can scan attachment ribbon button. And before I'll show you the end user experience, let me show you the app configuration. So this is something the admin does before letting everyone know that there's a new scan app available. In order to start configuring the scan app at your site, you simply go to the app, or once you install, you'll see this KWIZ Scan link in your recent apps on the left side of your on the SharePoint Online site. So when I click it, I'll get into the KWIZ Scan settings page. Now, first thing to notice is that these settings can be inherited from the top level site, assuming you have added the KWIZ Scan also to your site collection level. And if you did, you can configure it once in the site collection level, and this will be inherited in all the sites and lists and libraries by default. Of course, you can override the top level settings by unchecking the inherit site collection settings. And once you do that, you can configure the scan settings per list, per library, or per site. Now, the things that you can configure are very basic. I think it's very easy to understand. And also you have information icon everywhere you want. If you might have a question, you just click it and you see some explanation. I'll review the properties very quickly. The auto-generate file name enables you to create a structure for your file name. So you can use various tokens, like what I'm doing here now. So you have a user token and date and time and scan count in case you're doing a batch scan. So you want each file to get some unique number. You also have the default output format, which enables you to choose between various formats such as PDF and various image formats. There are some additional properties like compress large files before upload. Once you check this, you can configure a minimum size for a file, and from that size, when you scan papers and it creates a file which is bigger than that size, before uploading it to SharePoint, it will be zipped to a zip file, and just to save some space. Allow users to perform multi-document scan is checked by default, but as an admin you can prevent users from taking 100 pages and creating 100 documents in your library. So it's up to you. And allow users to select scan mode. This allows you to, again, as an admin, to better control if you allow users to select between the 3 modes that I'll show you in a minute, or to have a fixed mode. And this way also you reduce from the user, from the end user, too many questions about, okay, what type of scan you want to do and all of this. So it's up to again, it's up to you as an admin to decide how much flexibility you want to give to the end users. This is about it. There's no much else to, there's nothing else much to configure. Let's go to the end user experience. So once you click the scan document ribbon button, end user will see this, and this is because we allow the end user to select the scan mode. If you remember that property. If you do not allow the users to select a scan mode, he won't see this dialog. He'll automatically start the scan in one of these configured modes. So what are these 3 modes? The first one is edit settings and scan, which means when the user clicks it, he will see the scan settings page, which allows him to choose some properties of the scan, like what output format he wants, and if it's a file per page or maybe file per the entire all the pages, and so on. The second scanning mode is scan using default settings, which means user will not see the scan settings page. The scan will start immediately without letting the user choose all these properties. And the final one is a quick scan. Quick scan, everything happens behind the scenes, meaning the user won't see the scan settings page. He also will not see a preview of this scanned file before uploading it. Everything will happen behind the scenes, and he will be redirected back to the list view, to the library, and he will see a new file added. So this is the fastest and with no UI. And again, it's up to the user or up to the admin to decide. Now, once you select the first mode, you see the scan settings page. This is what the end user sees, and he can select what type of output format, what file name he wants to give. He can use tokens or give a real file name, like hard-coded file name, and also select between single or multiple files, which means assuming you, for example, you scan 10 pages, so these 10 pages can create 10 files or 10 PDF files in this case, so 1 file per page, or a single PDF file that will include 10 pages, so this is 1 file per scan. So this is up to the user to decide what he wants, because again, in this case, the administrator allowed him to choose between all these settings. And show preview will show the scanned files before uploading to SharePoint. Now let's click scan, and after scan is done, you will see the QuizCom scan client, and you see the scanned page. We have a single page here that was scanned. Last thing left to do is just click save, and that's it. But I want to show you some additional options here in the scan client. So this is the place where you can update your scanner profiles. You might be, your desktop might be connected to several scanners. And this is where you select your default scanner and set up some properties for your scanner. So if I click profiles, in my case I have my Samsung printer, which is a scanner. And currently my default scanner is a virtual scanner. This is what I use for my tests. And when you want to edit your scanner settings, you simply click here, the edit button. And these are actually very standard scanner settings page. You just set these up one time and that's it, you forget about it. Another option that you have is import, which means after you scanned your file, in this case, in this example, I have a single page in my scan results, but I can add additional files, like additional images. So in this case, I added 2 more images to my scan result. So I want all 3 of these to be uploaded to SharePoint as a single PDF file. So this allows you to include both scanned files and some additional images or PDFs that you already have on your computer, and you can merge them into a single PDF. In order to see a single, let's say I want to do some image processing on one of these images, double-clicking one of them will open the preview window for that page, and you can do some very basic image processing like crop or change some other settings here for the image. Nothing too fancy, very basic. Last thing left to do again is to save the scan document, and in this case it will include 3 pages because I added 2 imported images to my scan result. So clicking save will save the PDF to SharePoint. And because this is a single file, what I did is a file per scan. So all these 3 pages are saved as a single PDF file. I'm redirected to the library's edit properties page in order to provide property values for this single PDF file. Okay, so this is my file which was uploaded. Now let's go to another case where I want to do batch scanning, which means I want each paper to create a separate file. So if I'm scanning 50 papers, the result should be 50 PDF files in this case, or TIFF or PNG, whatever format I choose, but it's 50 files instead of one single file like we saw now. So the only difference is I need to choose here 1 file per page instead of 1 file per scan as I did before. And once I do it, I will see the auto-generate document properties section, which allows me to auto-populate values for all the files that will be created in one shot. So remember, if I'm scanning, let's say 10 papers, I will have 10 files, and these will be the values of their properties. And for example, in the file name, I'm using tokens. I'm using some tokens here, but here in the title and status, I'm using hard-coded values, but I can use also tokens. So I can have some dynamic property values. Now let's click scan, and again, let's say I have just 3 pages in this case. These are the same imported images that I use. So in this case, when I save, I should have not a single PDF file like I had before, but 1, 2, 3 PDF files. So clicking save will not take me again to the edit properties page like it did for a single PDF files. It auto-populates the properties and redirects me directly back to the library. So the result is that I have 3 files. Their names are very similar because I use the same tokens. You can see just that their name, the last digit is a numerator 1, 2, 3, which is automatically added to when you're doing a batch scan. And you can see for the title and the status, they got their values from the settings page that I used. So this is how you can do batch scan. Another feature is enables you to save your scanned files as searchable documents. Once you do your scan, and in this case I added another image. This second one is a PNG image that I added to my scan result. My scan result always, in this case I'm using a virtual scanner for my test, so it always returns only a single page. So I added another image here. Just for this example. And once you click OCR, you can check the make PDFs searchable using OCR, and there's support for many languages. If I click here on the get more languages, you can check additional languages that you want to be supported besides of English, which is supported by default. And then all you have to do is just click Save. Now again, because this is a single file this time, I'm redirected to the Edit Properties, and I save my file, save these properties. And here is my file with the properties. So let's open this file now. Let's open this PDF file. And once you search for any string in your PDF, you see that it is found as a string, which means this PDF file was saved as a textual file, as a searchable file. So you can search the pages for any text which appears here. That's about it. The product is very simple, very easy to use. There's no rocket science here. Any questions?